All right, folks. Am I on? Yeah. Thank you for hanging around for to the very end for the last talk. I really appreciate it. I'm impressed at how many people are still here. But I promise I'll keep this short, and I also promise that it will require no mental energy on your part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Second International Indian Ocean Expedition, or IIOE2. And then I'm going to talk about the U.S. Steering Committee and the activities that committee is undertaking. And then finally, and most importantly, I'm going to talk a little bit about the U.S. IIOE2 Research Planning Workshop that will be this September at Scripps Institution of Oceanography. That's the main thing I want to get across today. But I do want to tell you a little bit about a little background on IIOE2. The planning for the expedition started 5 years ago. And it was officially launched a little over a year ago, so it's happening now. The plan was commissioned by SCORE, and the implementation strategy was commissioned by the IOC. And I'll tell you a little bit about the plan, but if you want to get a copy of this plan, you can go to the official IIOE2 website, which is hosted by India, or just Google IIOE2. I think it'll come up as the first hit. Or I think I still have some hard copies, so if you want a hard copy of the plan, you can contact me. The overarching goal of IIOE2 is to advance our understanding of interactions among geologic, oceanic, and atmospheric processes that give rise to the complex physical dynamics of the Indian Ocean region and determine how those dynamics affect climate, extreme events, marine biogeochemical cycles, ecosystems, and human populations. And there's 6 research themes. I'm not really going to talk about those themes. You can get the plan and learn about those. But the point I want to make here is the IIOE2 is super broad. It's highly interdisciplinary. It includes oceanography, atmospheric science, and marine geology. And the questions that are posed go all the way from the open ocean to the coastal zone and even into the deep ocean of the Indian Ocean. And the intent of the plan is explicitly designed to roll out a red carpet for any country and anybody who wants to participate. I guarantee you that your research is relevant to the IIOE2. There are 3 research initiatives within IIOE2. One is called the Eastern Indian Ocean Upwelling Research Initiative, and that's focused in this part of the Eastern Indian Ocean, mostly the Java upwelling and off of Northwest Australia. There's a complementary, and this is ongoing. There are cruises that are already undertaken, and there are more cruises planned. There's a complementary initiative we're trying to get spun up called the Western Indian Ocean Upwelling Research Initiative on the other side of the basin. And also as part of IIOE2 is the Year of the Maritime Continent program, and that is also ongoing. Multiple cruises are happening and planned. Many countries are involved in IIOE2, and this is a list. I won't go through and tell you about what they're doing, but all of these countries are actively engaged at some level in IIOE2. Many of them have committees, national committees, and science plans to participate, defining their own research interests. There's a joint project office. It's hosted by India. It's in Inkoos in Hyderabad, and the other office is in Australia. There's some contact information there if you want to contact the project offices. Again, you can just go to the website as well to find out more about the project offices. Now I want to tell you a little bit about the U.S. IIOE2 Steering Committee. These are the members of the committee. Like the plan, it's a very broad group of people, highly interdisciplinary, representing all disciplines of oceanography as well as atmospheric science. And we even have a card-carrying marine geologist, that's Henry Dick here at Woods Hole, on the committee. It's been a very active committee. It's been in place since, I think it was mid-2015. We have a website, courtesy of SCORE. You may have seen the ASLO bulletin article that we wrote on the IIOE2. You can contact me if you want a copy of it. And if you read that, you're basically getting a synopsis of the science plan. So it's a nice short read where you can really get a sense of what IIOE2 is all about. We have a newsletter. We have a U.S. email distribution, which I know many of you are on, which we use to contact. There's over 400 U.S. investigators on that distribution. So so we can talk to the community directly. If you're not on that email distribution and you want to be on it, email me and I'll get you on the distribution. Our committee is also tracking Indian Ocean research activity internationally and particularly in the U.S. so we know what's going on, we know who's out there and what they're doing. And finally, most importantly, we're going to have our U.S. IIOE2 research planning workshop at Scripps in September. And it's going to be in beautiful San Diego. The workshop is funded by OCB. We put in a proposal last year and got funded by OCB. It's also funded by the NASA Physical Oceanography Program, as well as NOAA, and also something called the Indo-US Science and Technology Forum, which is giving us some funding to bring some of our Indian colleagues over for the workshop. And India is very important because India is one of the main driving forces behind the expedition. The goal is to define U.S. research priorities in the Indian Ocean and motivate and energize the research community. We are going to be producing some guiding documents for U.S. participation in IIOE2, and those are the dates. The registration deadline is July 14th, so there's still a couple of weeks out for the deadline. And so, I would like to extend all of you my personal invitation to come. If everybody here can come if you want. We have funds to support people to come. We're hoping that people can also self-fund to some degree, but we can help you. We can help fund you to participate in the workshop. The Indian Ocean, in terms of research, I consider it to be the most exciting place in the world. There's so much low-hanging scientific fruit in the Indian Ocean, really big problems that haven't been addressed in all disciplines of oceanography. So thank you for your attention. If there's any questions, I'd be happy to take them. Yes.
So next week, you cannot go to the workshop, will it be recorded?
That's a good question, and I think the answer is yes.
We'll see.
Yeah. Yes, we're going to record it. Any other questions? Nope. Okay. Thank you.